The invention of motion pictures and radios made baseball easier to follow, but it was mostly followed by people of the upper class. No matter how much money someone had, everyone. In the 1920s, baseball was very popular. It is known as our national pastime. Building big stadiums became possible due to the boosting economy, and baseball became a part of everyone's lives. In the 1920s, blacks were not allowed to play in the same league as whites. They were segregated into a Negro League. There were some great athletes in the Negro League as well, but were unrecognized. Babe Ruth was considered by some people to be the greatest athlete of all time, closely followed by Jack Dempsey.
Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Casey saw all the games, knew the players by their first name, told the umpire he was wrong all along, good and strong.
Boxing was another popular sport in the 1920s. During the 1920s, the big name in boxing was Jack Dempsey. Jack Dempsey held the world heavyweight title from 1919 to 1926, until another great boxer, Gene Tunney, came into the sport and took the title from Dempsey. In their first match together, Tunney had dominated Dempsey with a 10-round unanimous decision that favored Tunney and gave him the title. In an attempt to get the title back, Dempsey challenged Tunney to a rematch that would end up being the biggest fight of the decade. The long count fight, as it was called, attracted hundreds of thousands of people to the fight's venue, Chicago's Soldier Field, and drew in revenue of $2,658,660 to the fight. During the first 6 rounds of the fight, Tunney had controlled the fight much like he did in their last meeting. But in the 7th round, Dempsey had put Tunney in the ropes and knocked him down with a barrage of punches. For this match, a new rule had been established that when an opponent is knocked down, the other boxer must retreat to a neutral corner, and the down boxer has 10 seconds to get up. When Tunney was knocked down, Dempsey stood over his opponent like he always did, and because the ref could not start the count until Dempsey was in the corner, Tunney had more than 10 seconds to recover. This had given Tunney another opportunity to get back into the fight. And for the last rounds of the fight, Tunney had again dominated. In another unanimous decision, Tunney had retained the title, and the extended count that gave Tunney a second chance was the reason the fight was named the long count fight.
Bobby Jones was a craze of 1920s golf. As people were now finding disposable wealth, they had time and money for entertainment, and golf was just that. He was blowing up from age 21 to 28 as he won 13 of the 21 national championships that he played in. He was raking in huge amounts of money, but he wasn't like the average 1920s person. He wasn't in it for the money, but for the entertainment and enjoyment in the other people's lives. That's also why he didn't go professional. He only played as an amateur in the summer. At age 28, he got a Grand Slam and won the U.S. Open, the British Open, the U.S. Amateur, and the British Amateur all in the same year. Shortly after, he retired and continued to entertain by making a movie called How I Play Golf. He then went on to be inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame and co-founded the Masters and Augusta National.